And welcome back to another season of the Benchwarmers. Season 5 we're into now. Who would have thought we started this thing back in 2019 that we'd still be here 5 years later. I'm joined by my co-host of last year, and the crowd demanded him back, so we had to find a way to get him back. Brad Bain. Bain, great to be back in Season 5, talking about Barossa footy. How good?
You're dead right, Chuck. It's great to be back. I'm chuffed that you invited us back again. It's the longest pre-season in history I was going to roll with on the show, but you went through my notes and you said COVID was pretty long as well. But late April, nearly May, and now we're just starting to talk about footy. We had Easter getting away, gather around getting away, but it's worth it, isn't it?
It's all worth it. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. I can't wait for the show this year. Obviously, we're going to be wrapping up all the action each week in Barossa footy. We've got the Feel Good Fill Up as well, which no spoilers tonight, but the crowd's favourite segment, that is back for another year. We got some great sponsors on board this year that we're really excited to announce in a second. And we just watched the girls film The Girls Show, and we've got an all-female BLGW footy show. That's
Fantastic.
Better than the girls listening to us talk about footy.
Absolutely, Chuck. We dribble long enough, so it's their turn, and they did a beautiful job.
Yeah, Baz and Ash, two of the absolute superstars of the competition and the great personality. So great to have them on board. Make sure you go and check that out as well and watch the girls do their thing because they were fantastic. Brad, I said we've got some great sponsors on for Season 5. None other than one of our most loyalist supporters at Cotton Media, the Exchange Hotel, where we're back filming from tonight. Unbelievable support Damo and the team down here give us each and every week and access to the pub to use, and we're looking forward to working with them again in 2023.
Absolutely. I'm doing a little bit more behind the scenes as well, helping run their social medias as well.
Correct, doing
Big
all
off season.
digital marketing for the Exchange, so if you see any of those posts go up or you appear in those photos and you're not looking so pleasant, don't abuse me. We're just doing our job. So if you are looking for digital marketing, Brad, though, yes, up. It is what we do here at Cotton as well. So great little segue there. But a great partner, Brad, that we've got come on board for the Feel Good Fill Up, and I'm excited to talk a little bit more about them a little later. Rams Homelines.
Yeah.
Great Southboard man, Lyndon Zogel. Loves his community footy as well. So great to have him on board and Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide for Season 23. And I'm just going to wheel off the rest. All of our sponsors, all local in the community as well, which is fantastic, supporting the show. We've got Wealth Evolution Financial Planning, Build Training, Rejuvenate Massage and Fitness, A1 Cleaning, Millard Conveyancing, G&S Tree and Garden Solutions, All Equipment Hire, Faster Pass to Gawler, and I Perform Sports Injury Clinic. Brad, I think if anyone's watched your show over 5 years, that list has grown year on year, but no more substantial than this year.
Nah, they're all great businesses, Chuck, and a lot of healthy businesses in there as well. It's good to see, isn't it?
Great to see, Brad. Didn't know where you're going with that. But
it is great to have them all on board, and we couldn't do the show without them, so thanks everyone for hopping on board.
Thanks to everyone. Obviously their logos will appear on screen as well, and if you are looking for needing one of their services, make sure you reach out and let them know that you're a good friend of the Benchwarmers, because they'll always look after you, Brad. So that's enough from us, Brad. Show 1, it's been, as you said, a long pre-season. Not the longest pre-season ever, but a long pre-season. What have you been doing with yourself?
We're going off the cuff. I thought we were going to cut the segment too. Just been working away to a big off-season, keeping myself fit, as all of us should in the off-season. You can't let yourself go. It is summer after all. What about you, mate?
Yeah, no, busy off-season, plenty of footy still. And,
yes, coaching now as well.
Coaching,
sure.
So that's been exciting down at Woodville West Torrens. So haven't had a win yet as head coach, but we'll hopefully get that soon. But been busy, mate, and obviously everything's going well with Cotton, and spent a lot of time with you. So that's always my favourite part.
Fantastic.
We're going to have a break, a short break. Thank our sponsors. When we come back, we have the first edition of the Feel Good Fill Up. As we said, a big thanks to all of our sponsors once again. And Brad, the people segment, the fans' favourite segment, the Feel Good Fill Up, it's back, and it's so good that we've had to get a sponsor for it because it's just the people want it, the people are watching it, and there's been a great response to year 1. So we've got a great partner, as we said off the top, Lyndon Zogel from Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide coming on board, and as you see, we're going to, at the end of the year, the Feel Good Fill Up Hall of Fame. We're at the end of the year. We had 2 last year. Hall of Fame at the end of the year. they're going to receive a pair of Rams slippers. And I can tell you,
good as it gets.
Oh, I've got a pair for myself. Wear them everywhere. They're fantastic. I wear them down the street. They're a head turner. So looking forward to giving the Hall of Fame their slippers at the end of the year.
I can imagine they would be.
And we might buy them a beer as well. So these heads don't turn. It's more the people that are watching. So looking forward to having them on board. And just on Rams Home Loan, Brad, if you are looking at buying or building your first home, Rams are going to help by putting a $5,000 contribution towards your purchase, whether you are looking at buying an established home or building your own new home. So if you are looking for more information about that, hit us up or Google Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide, ask to speak to Lyndon and get in contact today with them about how that'll work, because $5,000, Brad, economy's rising, prices are rising, free $5,000.
And that's for anyone. That's not. You don't have to be in the Hall of Fame for that.
You don't have to be in the Hall of Fame. That's anyone listening to this show. Say you're watching the Benchwarmers, go in, see Lyndon, and he'll make sure to look after you. So great opportunity and a great offer from Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide. So that's enough from me, Brad, because that's as big as it gets. Well. So I'm going to throw over to you and tell me, I'm looking for a big one straight off the bat.
Yeah, Chook, the weight on the shoulders has been massive in the off-season, as you can imagine, so I'm glad we got our support of Lyndon's Oval and Rams Home Loans, Chook, because we couldn't do it by myself, Chook. So been a big off-season, big 6 months, and we're almost in May now, so it's all the tension's big. But a few honourable mentions over the last few months. It's been a massive few months. I've caught up with you a handful of times as well over the period. It's been good. Few honourable mentions. We'll kick off with our very own Travis Head. We shouldn't go too far without mentioning him tying the knot. Tell us more.
Yeah, wedding last weekend, mate. So it's been a couple of big weeks for Heady. So I was lucky enough to be at the wedding, and great time. Jess looked stunning and fantastic for them to tie the knot. Obviously, high school sweethearts. Got a beautiful daughter, Miller, as well. So the wedding was outstanding, as you can imagine, and whether it rained and it didn't affect anything. Everyone still had a great time and still got a sore head from that. So pardon the pun there, Brad. So fantastic job by him, and he actually prolonged his honeymoon. He was meant to leave last week, left early this week so he could play in the Pro-Am for Live Golf. So we'll talk about that a bit more soon, but it's a commitment to loving the sport. That's
fantastic. And enough of the weddings, though. Well done, Travis and Jess. That's fantastic. But we'll get back onto the sport as well. Another honourable mention, Chook. It feels like such a long time ago, but it has been a big off-season, if I haven't mentioned that. The Socceroos.
Yes.
Chook. That brought us together. It brings us together every 4 years as well. We've just cleared our lungs of all the flares at Adelaide Oval, but that was a fantastic effort, making the round of 16, just going down to Argentina. God, that Adelaide Oval would have burnt down if they got through that. Well,
it nearly burnt down anyway, Brad. I nearly caught a couple of burns from flares, and as you said, inhaled quite a few flares, but that atmosphere on the concourse there of Adelaide Oval, Telstra Plaza I think it's called, was outstanding, and very, very brave to be an Argentina supporter in that area. There was a few of them, weren't there?
Yes, there was, Chook, there was. But well done to the Socceroos. I can't wait for the next one. I reckon we go over the next one, Chook.
Yeah.
I reckon we get there. Now, Chook, a few honourable mentions. Let's get into. There's one main one.
Yeah.
This is as big as it gets. We've got a big sponsor. We've got the 5K. We've got the slippers. This is the first time it's going to be a joint award, Chook, this week.
I like it.
There's combined winners. There's actually 1.775 million winners. And that goes to Peter Malinauskas and the state of South Australia, Chook.
Absolutely.
How good is this city at the minute? I know this sounds like I'm sitting on the fence and trying to keep everyone happy. We wouldn't have too many interstate viewers, so chances are if you're tuning in, you're part of it. They could be a sniff for the slippers, but we'll keep on track. Peter Malinauskas, honestly, Chook, we'll keep politics out of it, and whether you're Liberal or Labor, he is beautiful, isn't he?
Yeah, you're always born to be one or the other. Liberal, I've always just been a Liberal man myself. I'm a Labor man at the minute under Malley, because he is doing things for this state and doing wonderful things, and he's a beautiful specimen as well.
He is.
I love the fact that he's still playing footy. He's just your ordinary bloke. They're trying to get him to do a shoey at Live on the weekend, and he's there lapping it up on the beers, on the Leishman lagers, and what a man. He's brought Gather Round, Live Golf. You're going to list them off.
I was going to.
I won't steal your thunder.
Yes, sure.
What a man.
Yes, we'll start in chronological order, I think, as I put my notes together, but Super Loop, back when that was Chook. Fantastic to have that back and all the festivities that brings, and gather around as you start to distill the thunder. And we did it that well. That's why it's a joint award. We did it that well. It's locked in for another 3 years.
Until 2026.
That's a few years. That's fantastic. Live Golf brought that around. Like that was good. It got us to catch up again as well.
Yeah, you finally made it down on the last day.
Yeah. Saw a few holes and the State of Origin as well. Like he's doing everything. We're in Adelaide.
Yeah.
State of Origin.
He's a madman, mate. He's an absolute madman.
He's on a mission to keep us happy. And there's some rumours. I don't know how true they are. We're on a show, so we'll just roll with it. But allegedly, there's some rumours of it. Even F1, who knows, coming to Adelaide, but not heavy rumours, Chook. But there's chat. There's chat. One day, F1 may return to Adelaide. If that happens, we'll build the statue ourselves, I reckon, or Peter.
Well, there has been some words of him doing that, so I'm with you on that. Let's make it happen. But one I have just thought of as well, that I think is coming to Adelaide, and don't quote me on this, but I feel like there's a Rugby World Cup coming. There's some games in Adelaide as well coming out later this year. So don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty certain that that's coming as well.
He's a good man. Either way, that hasn't made it into my notes, but he is a good man, and it's a good state to be in. I reckon we get around that if it is coming. Well done, Peter. Well done, South Australia, and well done, Rams Home Loans. 5K, slippers, stubbies. What do you got for me, Chook?
Well, the other thing I was just going to touch on with Gather Round. Mallee put it out there. He copped a lot of slack from the New South Wales Premier, and Mallee put it out there about the Sydney-Richmond game. That there was only 32,000 at the SCG the week before, 43,000 at the Adelaide Oval for a Richmond-Sydney game, and really stuck it up those New South Wales. So again, we love Mallee here at the show.
We do. We'll get him on here one day. We'll be back in a sec to review the local footy, Chook.
Brad, another great feel-good filler. Started off with a banger, episode 1. So Malley's in the hot seat for the slippers. We'll hopefully go and hand deliver them to himself. So
yes,
ourselves, we've got a few contacts with him now. So good to see. Let's get on to the footy, Brad. And how good is it that Barossa White football is back? And started with a bang on the weekend. Tanunda taking on Barossa. Tanunda 9-5-59. Defeated by the Dogs 16-6, 102, Brad.
Yeah, Chook, Barossa, I've been on them for a couple of years, and they've picked up where they left off last year. They built really nicely into the season to probably come into genuine chat for the top 3 teams. They've really stamped their authority early, because Tanunda, Barossa, that we tend to think they're probably around the same mark in that sneaking into the finals and even further. But they really stamped their authority. Central Districts with a few batting deep into the reserves at the minute, and not many injuries at the minute. Meant a few did slide back for Barossa, which would have been handy inclusions in Aussie McDonald, Brody Wills, Cooper Pyman and Josh Davey. Jake Mazzone, though, their new recruit, best on ground for Barossa, so he hasn't wasted any time getting into the thick of it. And also fantastic mullet.
I did see photos.
Did you? Yes. Yeah. If we can roll that'd be.
Sam Draper like.
Yeah, that's good. Intimidating best on ground, and he backed it up as well. Another one that might be really handy for him across the year is Lockie Webb, their ruckman. So if you can recruit a good ruckman in, that's as good as it gets, Chook. So he's from Payneham and North Adelaide underage as well. So he'll be a very handy inclusion as the season goes on for them. But best for Tanunda was Calhoun, Westhoff and Porter, with goals to Smith, Calhoun and Trainer. What do you got for us, Chook?
Yeah, JT. Yeah. You don't see interleague transfers or into change of clubs in the same league too often, especially a bloke that's played 10 years at one club, and his junior club. So interesting to see JT at the Pies.
Yeah, there'd usually be a bit of biff, bit of fire in that. I reckon JT would be a pretty lovable character, wouldn't he? I wasn't down there, but I imagine it would have been all pretty nice amongst the boys.
You'd think so.
Yeah, and Riswick, we shouldn't forget him. 5 goals and third best. He just keeps getting better.
He's a fine wine, mate. That's what we like to see. Let's get on to your boys, mate. South Gawler, 19-7, 121 defeating Williston, 8-14, 62. See Williston with the new coach, great friend of ours, Damien Herzig, out there. And South Gawler just starting off where they left off last year. Obviously disappointing granny, but the informed side throughout the year?
Yeah, a lot of chat over the off-season. Should you get some turnover, you get some young blokes in, and no one really knows how you're going to go until you actually get out there and play round one. And yeah, obviously South will be really happy with that. Williston did actually give them a shake early, so 4-4 to 2-1. Williston were up at quarter time, so South, yeah, slow out of the blocks again. Can happen against Williston, but yeah, from all reports, yeah, just grinded away and then really ran away with it in the last half and the last quarter. Best on ground there, Cody Gilchrist with the Anzac medal as well. Big key forward, young lad, took a heap of marks and 2 goals.
14 marks of it.
14, yeah. That's he'll be really handy. Another young tall lad, second best there, Lockie Arnold, and Darcy McDonald also back from Central Districts as well. Sneak into the best. South, no massive goal kickers, a lot of twos. We won't go through all of them, but that's how South have built their game. They're not relying on someone to kick a big bag, but across the board. And best of Williston, Conley, Clinch, Waldhooter, and goals there. Lehman 3. A fiery contest as well, Chook, as it commonly is. Williston and South. There's a bit of history there, but yeah, at half time, a big Barney spilled over a little bit, but would have been in all good spirits, sure.
I'm not sure it's in all good spirits.
You got a positive
spirits. Yeah, there's a bit of fire in the contest, and it looks like South may be missing our boy and inaugural Hall of Famer Dean Cutting for a few weeks by all reports. So obviously the league will deal with that. You never like to see that happen, but it's part of footy. It does happen, and it can spill over sometimes. So. Not sure about all good spirits, but it happens. But we'll move on to the next game. And Brad, we've been on them all last year. I feel like we've been on them for 2 years, and they've started round one with a win. It's Kapunda 4-11-35 defeated by Freeling 12-8-80. Redlegs, they get it done.
Yeah, Chook, and another team we've been on for a couple of years, and that, like Barossa, they've been building nicely. Yeah, building around that, and we better mention before we forget it. Lockie Heinrich, 250 games. The first player for Freeling to reach that milestone. Debuted as a 16-year-old, and he just keeps getting better as well, True.
Main star and a stalwart of that footy club and career club as well, he was. So he just does it all. Great local man and great to see.
Yeah. Kapunda there, Joey Brown, best. Watke and Parr, single goal kickers for them. And for Freeling, best Oliver, Daft, Wright, and Ben Heinrich, 3 goals. Ross, 3 goals, and Tyler, 3 goals as well. True.
Yeah, good to see Benny Heinrich as well, still leading the charge down there. He's sort of starting to hit his prime in that 25, 26-year-old now, Benny, and be a real key forward of the competition. He's going to be a hard match-up this year, and he'll go close to the goal kicking come season end as well. So looking forward to watching the Redlegs and seeing them progress throughout this season as well. Let's go to the Anzac Day game, Brad, and this only finished about an hour ago. So we don't have all the information out of the game, but we've done the best that we can.
We'll get on with it.
We will. And it was Newry 17-10, 112, the reigning premiers, defeating Angaston 11-5-71. And this has become a great traditional game that these two teams play every year for probably 10 years now. It'll be getting up to. And a great contest, scores even at half time. Newry showing why they are the reigning premiers that run away with the game in the last half.
Yeah, that'll be a big relief for Newry to get the first one under the belt as well. Chook, you can have those blues after you do win a flag, but they obviously, they're not wasting any time getting the wins on the board as well. So obviously tricky with getting the best players and the goal kickers coming through only an hour after the game. But our good friends at SA Regional Footy doing a beautiful job of the coverage of the game. They liked Hopener, Gregurk and Norton from Newry as their best, and Corcoran and Anthony from Angaston. So that's as good as we've got. But trusting the boys at SA Regional Footy doing a great job. So that's good. But big relief for Newry, and they'll move on to the next week.
Yeah, well, good note to note the coach Alfie Jenner didn't play as well. Yeah. So big one to note there as well for Newry. They got some ins, but. Good to see, as you touched on, SA Regional Footy, great coverage as well. Tuned in for a little bit, the Savo went really clear and great footage. So well done to the boys down there, and thank you for helping us out as well, Brad. So, as I said, Gawler Central's with the bye, round one as well. So, there's all 9 teams, great results, round one, some interesting results, and we're looking forward to getting into round 2. And you don't really know how the season's going to shape up until about round 5 or 6 when you start to see a lot of teams at least start to play each other nearly once by that stage. So really looking forward to getting that. We're going to have a quick break. Thank our sponsors again. Come and do our predictions for round 2. Let's take a look at round 2 coming up, Brad. It's Freeling taking on Newry. Legs, obviously a good win this week, coming up against the reigning premiers.
Yeah, they're in form. Both teams coming off a win, Chook. Freeling are building nicely on their last couple of years, starting with a win. I think Newry will be too strong, though.
I'm with you. I'm going Newry in that one as well. Barossa District's taking on South Bullabra.
This will be a really intriguing contest, Chook. Two of the teams you think are up near the top again. Both coming off a win as well, obviously. Barossa, they're a dark horse. They could be really handy, but again, I think South might just be too good with their youngsters.
Yeah, I'm going to actually go Barossa. Obviously,
yeah.
Barossa at home, Cutting likely to be out.
Yeah.
Obviously, is massive for South Ball. I think South have some great young kids coming through. I think a couple of them may potentially see some state league footy this week, so I'm going to go with the Dogs at home this week.
Yep.
Let's have a look now, and I'm looking forward to this. My boys try and get down there and watch this. The girls are playing after, actually, which is great as well. So, Gawler Central taking on Tanunda.
Yeah, it'll be another intriguing game, Chook. Obviously, this is our first look at Gawler Central's, how they go. Few ins, few outs, like a lot of teams over the off-season. And a big out will be their Botsy, their ruck. So, from all reports, the inside scoop, we may actually see Jordan Neat first ruck there. He's had a massive off-season. He's looking strong, isn't he, Chook?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and yes, he is. I hope he's going around sharing this information about his ruck, but if Botsy doesn't play, it could be Neat in the middle of the room.
Neat he hasn't. I suppose I'm just putting the pieces together and trying to work out who's the tallest bloke on the track. But it could be Needy and watch out. But I'll tell you what, we're talking about a long off season, and everyone hates the long off season. You're only getting in it, and it's nearly May. The one bloke that does love it in the league, that'll be young Joel Hoffey, the high performance manager at Gawler Centrals. He would have been licking his lips looking at a big 6-month off season.
When the bye round one as well, so I actually hadn't been down to the footy club for a long time, not since last year, and popped my head down there Thursday night, and Hoff was middle of the ground with the whistle and the watch, and he's had the GPSs on the boys, and Nita's been sending this through he's been sending us through his stats as well, so Hoffy's been all over him. I'm going to go the Pies to win that one.
Yeah, we better give a tip so we don't waffle on too long. I think if Gawler Central are close to him though, that extra fitness from Hoffy could get him over the line, but I think Tanunda will be too good.
Well, big out for Gawler Central. They announced Brock Cashew, their number 1 recruit. He is actually moving into state now, so that's going to hurt the Tigers in heading into round 2. So it's a number for me. Last game, Williston and Kapunda.
Yeah, an interesting matchup this one. Both coming off a loss, so they'll be looking to bounce back nice and quick. I think Williston, they'll be back with a vengeance, and they'll get the chockies. Yeah,
under hers as well. You know, he's a great coach, and he's been at North Adelaide, who had a lot of success without winning a flag there last year. So he's implementing a new game style, and they're sort of still finding themselves in this early round, and they're playing a lot of kids as well, which is good to see. So I'm with you. I think Williston will bounce back and get a win this week. So looking forward to watching some local footy this weekend. It's going to be great. So, mate, thank you. Good to be back for episode 1, and it's going to be a great year. Looking forward to another great year in the Barossa. Again, thank you to all our sponsors, our major sponsor, the Exchange Hotel, our segment partner, Rams Home Loans, Northern Adelaide, and all of our sponsors who have made this show happen each and every week this year. We look forward to seeing you all next week, and enjoy your week.